Dear listener, welcome to this quiet moment, a place where everything slows down and the stories from the Mahabharata flow like a soft river. Tonight, let us listen to the tale of two sisters, Kadru and Vinata. They lived together, but rivalry and jealousy quietly grew between them. Each sought to gain an upper hand through wishes and even through curses. This is a story of pride and patience, of consequences and hope, and of a mighty bird who soared above the skies to free his mother. Long ago, in the peaceful forest of Naimisharanya, wise sages had gathered after a long ritual. The tree stood tall, the wind was gentle, and the air felt still, as if the forest itself was listening. In the center of this quiet place sat the storyteller, Sauti. The sages asked him many questions about past events, strange curses, and why serpents were once doomed to burn in a great sacrifice. Sauti began. He told them of Kadru and Vinata, daughters of Prajapati. Both married the sage Kashyapa. They lived with love, devotion, and care. One day, sage Kashyapa was very pleased with them. So, he offered each of them a boon. Kadru thought for a moment. She wanted a big family. So, she wished for 1,000 strong and shining children, serpents who would be powerful and respected in all the worlds. Vinata, on the other hand, wished for just 2 sons, but she wanted them to be greater than all of Kadru's children, brighter, stronger, and more special than anyone else's children. Kashyapa smiled and granted both wishes. Then he left for deep meditation. Kadru laid 1,000 eggs. Vinata laid only 2. They kept the eggs warm and safe, waiting patiently. Many years went by, not just a few, but 500 years. Kadru's eggs hatched first. From them came shining serpents, Ananta, Vasuki, Takshaka, and many more. But Vinata's eggs stayed still. She watched Kadru's children shine and grow strong. Jealousy and longing crept into her heart. One day, unable to wait, Vinata broke one egg. Out came a radiant being, strong from the waist up, but with unfinished legs. His name was Aruna. He looked at his mother, not with anger, but sadness. He said her impatience and jealousy had cost him his full form, and because of this, she would become a slave for 500 years. But he also gave her hope. If she waited patiently, her second son would one day free her. And then Aruna rose into the sky and became the charioteer of the sun. Time passed, and the world moved gently forward. One day, the two sisters saw something magical. A beautiful horse, pure white and shining like moonlight, rose from the ocean. Its name was Uchchaishrava, the divine horse, But soon, wonder turned into an argument. Kadru said, "Look, its tail, it is black." Vinata shook her head. "No, the horse is pure white from head to tail." Neither sister was willing to change her mind. So they made a wager, a serious promise. Whoever was wrong would become the other's servant. Kadru, determined to win, went to her children, the serpents. She told them to disguise themselves as black strands of hair and wrap around the tail of the white horse. If they did this, the tail would look black and she would win. But the serpents refused. They said, "This is not right. We will not help you lie." Kadru became furious. She could not believe her own children disobeyed her. In a burst of anger, she cursed them, saying they would one day burn in the fire of a great sacrifice by a king yet to be born. The serpents trembled in fear. Some, still scared of her curse, gave in. They slipped away quietly that night, and before sunrise wrapped themselves around the horse's tail. The next morning, the two sisters returned. From far away, the tail looked black. Vinata saw it, and her heart sank. She had lost the wager, and as promised, she became Kadru's servant. For 500 long years, Vinata lived as a servant to her sister. Her spirit, once bright, slowly faded. But deep in her heart, she waited with hope for her second egg to hatch. And then, one day it did. From the egg burst a magnificent being. He was golden, glowing, and wide-winged. He sparkled like fire, yet moved with grace. This was Garuda, the mighty bird. He flew into the sky, glowing like the rising sun. The sages and God watched his radiant form with awe and wonder. Garuda came to his mother and bowed to her. But Kadru, still cruel, said, "He is the son of my servant. Let him serve my children." And Garuda, noble and obedient, carried the serpents across the skies. But inside, he began to wonder, why is my kind mother a servant? When Vinata told him the story, his heart grew heavy. Garuda's eyes filled with purpose. He flew to the Nagas and asked, "What will it take to free my mother?" The serpents hissed, "Bring us Amrit, the nectar of immortality, and we will let her go." Garuda agreed. Before he began his great journey, he needed strength. His mother, Vinata, said softly, "Go to the seashore. There live the Nishadas, fierce hunters. Eat them." Garuda flew to the shore and did as she said. He left unharmed a kind Brahmin and his wife, for their hearts were pure. Still feeling hungry after eating the Nishadas, Garuda flew to his father, the sage Kashyapa, seeking his guidance for what he could eat next to gain strength for his journey. Kashyapa, calm and wise, told him about a peaceful lake where two mighty creatures lived, an elephant and a tortoise. These two once had been brothers, but had quarreled over property and power in their past lives. Their anger had cursed them into these animal forms, bound to fight one another even in this life. Garuda flew to the lake and spotted them in the middle of a fierce battle. Without hesitation, he swooped down, lifting the elephant in one claw and the tortoise in the other. With his heavy catch, he soared into the sky, searching for a strong branch where he could rest and eat. He found a large tree and gently perched upon a thick branch. But just as he began to settle, the branch cracked beneath him. Looking closer, Garuda noticed a group of tiny, radiant sages. They were hanging upside down from the branch in deep meditation. They were the Valakilyas, delicate as fireflies, but filled with great spiritual power. Garuda, careful not to harm them, gripped the cracking branch in his beak, held the elephant and tortoise in his claws, and flew to a nearby mountain. Once the sages stepped down safely and blessed him for his care, Garuda finally placed the branch aside, landed softly on the mountain top, and ate the elephant and tortoise to satisfy his hunger. With his hunger finally eased, Garuda felt ready for the great task that lay ahead. He turned his eyes to the heavens, where the gods guarded the Amrit, the nectar of immortality. He rose into the sky, his wings stretched wide, moving faster than the wind, brighter than a flash of light. The gods saw him coming and rushed to stop him. But Garuda, swift and clever, changed his form again and again, growing vast like a mountain, shrinking to the size of a spark, and even turning invisible when needed. The gods, mighty as they were, could not hold him back. Garuda slipped past their weapons, their traps, their forces, undaunted, unshaken. Finally, he reached the spot where the Amrit was kept. The pot shimmered with golden light. Though he had crossed countless dangers and held the nectar in his claws, Garuda did not take even a drop for himself. His mission was not for glory or power, only for his mother's freedom. As he held the pot high, a gentle light appeared before him. It was Lord Vishnu. Vishnu, watching from above, had seen Garuda's strength, courage, and selflessness. Moved by his devotion, Vishnu blessed Garuda with immortality. He then offered Garuda a place by his side, choosing him as his divine mount, the one who would forever carry him across the skies. Garuda bowed down with gratitude, his heart full yet humble. He then flew down to the serpents with a glowing pot of Amrit, just as he had promised. At that moment, Vinata was freed. The chains of her long servitude fell away. Her son had kept his promise, not through force or anger, but with courage, wisdom, and love. Garuda placed the Amrit before the serpents and said, "Before you drink, cleanse yourselves in the river nearby." The serpents, eager and unthinking, rushed to the water. And as they bathed, Indra quickly descended and took the pot back to the heavens. The serpents, thus tricked by Garuda, remained mortal, and Kadru's curse still hung above them. But in time, redemption would come. A boy named Astika, wise and compassionate, would be born, a savior to the serpent race. Sleep now, dear listener. Let your dreams glide on Garuda's wings. The skies are calm, the tales rest, and somewhere beyond the stars, another story awaits to be told. you